With this photograph, we're going to look at two different techniques that involve resizing the eyes. The first technique is called Hollywood eyes, and here's how it works. Let's go ahead and zoom in on this image. And then what we want to do is select one of our selection tools, say the marquee selection tool or the lasso. We want to make a pretty generous selection of the eyes. In other words, we want to select more than the eyes. Next thing we're going to do is copy this to a new layer. Press Command or Control J to do so. Here we can see that we have the eyes on their own layer. I'm going to focus in on this layer for a moment. What we want to do is free transform these eyes so that we increase their size up to 5%. We can do that by using free transform. To access free transform, you can press a shortcut, Command or Control T, or you can go to your edit menu and simply select free transform. The next thing we want to do is make sure that we're locking our width and our height here, and we're going to increase the value 5%. And this technique is called Hollywood eyes because this technique is used quite often in Hollywood. And it has to do with this concept that people with larger eyes are evaluated as more beautiful, more interesting. So we're going to increase the size of the eyes here just a bit in order to try to add a little bit of visual interest. Well, let's press Enter or Return to apply that, and then turn on our background layer. Well, here we can see the difference before and then after. All right, well, the next thing that we need to do is we need to bring these eyes into this background layer. The best way that I've found to do this is to do this one eye at a time. Let me show you what I mean. Well, go ahead and with my marquee tool, I'm going to make a selection of one of the eyes here, and I'm going to copy that to a new layer. Press Command or Control J to do so. So again, we'll just have one eye on one layer. Next, I'll go down to my layer 1 again, make a selection of this area in this image, and press Command J on a Mac, Control J on Windows. Now we don't really need this layer down here anymore, so let's trash that one. We do need these top two layers. This is going to be our left eye, and then this one is going to be our right eye. Because we don't need to transform these anymore, what we can do is simply click in one of these layers. And then we're going to use the Move tool, and we can move this around in order to get it in just the right spot. Now it's hard to tell where the eye should be, so lower opacity. Now we're just lowering the opacity so that we can line this up a little bit. We're trying to line this up so that the eye is in the right position. That looks good. Let's go to the right eye, lower the opacity there, and again, just try to find the right spot for that. And we'll go ahead and bring that up a little bit, and this one up a little bit as well. Great. Now, bring the opacity all the way up on both of those. And then we need to create a mask so that we can mask in both of these eyes. One of the easiest ways to do that is to group both layers, then create a mask for the entire group. That way we can speed up our workflow. I also should point out that the reason I have both eyes on different layers is that depending on the perspective and the orientation of the way the person's standing and whatnot, sometimes you'll need to move one eye one direction, another eye another direction, just to get this to look just perfect. With this image, they're both pretty much in the same spot, so it wasn't that key. Yet I wanted to illustrate that because you will find in your own workflow that having these on separate layers will really help out. Well, let's group these together. Click in one layer, hold on the Shift key, click in another, and let's use that group shortcut. If you're on a Mac, the shortcut is Command G for group. On Windows, the same shortcut, Control G. Next step, we want to create a mask which is filled with black, which conceals everything. So hold down Option on Mac, Alt on Windows, and click on the Add Layer Mask icon. We just concealed all of the resizing right there. All right, next step, we'll grab our brush tool, and we want to paint at 100% opacity. And all that we want to do is start to bring in this new eye size. And you can see that as I paint over this area of the face, I'm bringing in this new eye over here on the left-hand side. Here we have before and then after. I want to do the same thing over here. Again, just enlarging this eye as well, adding a little bit of visual interest. And you would be surprised at how much of a difference this can make with certain images. Here we have it before and then after. Of course, you just want to make sure all of your edges line up really nicely. You have smooth transitions. And in this case, this image is looking a lot better already. Here we have it before and then after. Now there's one more thing that I would like to do in regards to resizing, and we'll take a look at that with this image in the next movie.